Hola amigos, what is up? This is Braga, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy III. In the last episode, we got our first job classes and sealed the djinn inside the cursed mithril ring thing, I guess. And in today's episode, we're going to be starting up the next area, but before we do so, there's actually some things that I wanted to cover first. Now, the first of these things is actually in the town of Kazas, and before we get started, I actually want to check to see if, no, that's all black magic. Fuck, where do you get white magic from? I mean, it's probably going to come to me eventually, but where do you get excess white magic from? Because I want to learn Poisona, or Poisona, or something like that, and Sight. Both of which are pretty good spells to learn the level 1 white magic. Anyway, the mithril mines here in Kansas actually have a secret passage that we can go into. The mithril mines are actually pretty good if you want to get some preparations early on against some of the higher level enemies you'll be fighting in the sealed cave. And indeed, if you want to get 2 mithril swords for free, this is the place to get them. But I paid for my mithril sword, so we're probably just going to sell these. If I had remembered that we could go get mithril swords for free... Anything else in here? Nope. If I'd remembered that we could get mithril swords for free, I probably would have shown this off earlier. No well, you make mistakes. The enemies here are the same enemies you find in the sealed cave, by the way. With one exception, I think there's a different type of enemy that appears here called Larva that actually appears and has a chance of casting poison on the party. Maybe I'll show it off, maybe I'll just show a picture of it instead. Basically, it just looks like a tornado with an eyeball in it. I don't recall ever seeing one in the sealed cave. It's probably an enemy that appears in the sealed cave, I just can't remember. The second thing I wanted to cover was actually in Castle Sasune here. Now, if you go over to the west side of the castle, there's a tower here, similar to the tower where Princess Sarah is on the east side. If you go inside this tower, there's a bunch of monsters that you should fight. They're not particularly high level, but they're a little bit stronger than what we fought so far. So that could throw you... Well, actually, they're not that strong, to be honest. They're kind of intermediate, I guess? I don't know. There's also this treasure chest right here. Now, before you open this treasure chest, you better prepare yourself, because there's a mini-boss inside. This thing, a griffin. And this griffin, while it may seem imposing and intimidating at first, actually can't do jack shit. It's an enemy that you encounter a lot later in the game. I think you're gonna be like in your low 20s by the time you first encounter these things in the wild. And this thing is weak, but they'll only get weaker from here. Don't know why Square bothered, but okay. Now we did actually get a weapon in there as well. So let's sort and please, items first, thank you. The sword we got was the White Slayer. The White Slayer is a good sword to use on red mages. Now, the White Slayer is basically a slightly weaker mithril sword, but it has an additional effect of dealing a lot of damage to the undead. Like these fellas. Look at these guys. Zombies? Well, I don't care whether they're zombies or not. Just gonna punch them in the face. Yeah, that Ark doing those 5 damage punches. Ark is the best. He's doing all these like high damage combos and stuff. He knows his bread and butters. He knows his spacing and footsies. I'm actually gonna take Ark all the way to Evo. That's my plan. I believe there's other enemies in here as well, but I can probably show some of them off eventually later. They're not really all that interesting, but they're kinda... well... they're kinda cool looking palette swaps from, enemies we fought in the Altar Cave, so that's kinda nice. Now I'll meet you guys back in Canaan, though. Alright, now we're here in Canaan. And we're going to go over here first to get a spell that we probably want to get early on. Thunder! Thunder is the first level 2 spell we're actually going to be able to get here. So one thing I didn't cover is the fact that spells come in multiple different levels in this game. A level 1 spell is usually weaker than a level 2 spell with a couple of exceptions. Basically, spells of different levels have their own MP, so a level 1 MP can't be used for a level 2 spell, etc, etc. It's kinda weird. Just a little bit. We could sell the White Slayer for a lot, or we could sell these 2 mithril swords that we don't necessarily need. Yeah. I think we're all set. Actually, who can equip those mithril bracers? Alright, Refio can. There we go. Everyone has everything they need. Do you? Do you have everything you need? Yeah, you probably do. Here, Ingus, you can take anyone down. And let's take a rest here. Didn't want to talk through that because it's rude to talk loudly when people are sleeping. Did you know that? It's common courtesy. So I'm gonna take 4 of those gold needles, so we have 5 now. And we want to go to this house right here because I believe we may have covered this in the previous episode, but maybe not. It's starting to look a little bit familiar, but... If you talk to this woman, she starts talking about someone named Desh, who has gone to the mountains in the east where a dragon is said to dwell. Let's go look for this Desh guy and bring him back here. Alright, and I believe there's a secret passage as well. Yep, if you go through here, we may have already cleared everything out of here too. Yes, we did! I covered this in the last episode, I guess. Wow, what a way. If you also go back all the way back here, back to Sid's house, Sid will also tell the party that Mrs. Sid has gotten sick while he was away, and if you have an elixir, you can cure her. Do we have an elixir? No, we don't. We could cure her with the power of sword, but nah. The power of sword is not medical science. It's just science. Or magic, even. Magical science. Actually, something else that I probably could have covered here. It's this Moogle right here. Welcome to Magnet. Our service lets you read letters from people you previously met. So as you progress through the game, you'll be able to collect mail from all sorts of various characters that you've met on your quest. So we get mail from Elder to Papa. See, everyone here misses you, and we all pray for your safe return. If you actually go in with different party members in front as well, so for instance we could put Refia in the front, and I believe there's different letters that she'll get. Yep. Put Refia in the front and you'll start getting letters from Taka. And if you put Ingus in front, you start getting letters from Sarah. Let's put him in front. And with his karate gi. Okay, we don't have any letters from Sarah yet, but we will get some eventually. There's 5 different characters that you can get letters from. So far we've met 4 of those 6 characters, okay. Well, okay, technically that would mean there's 9 characters, but... no, well, whatever. So, I guess now that we're all prepared, at least I hope we're all prepared, let's go north to the mountains. To Dragon's Peak, that was the name of this. In the previous recording attempt, I forgot the name of this place. Called like Dragon's Den. But no, it's not Dragon's Den, it's Dragon's Peak. Dragon's Pikachu. I've just imagined a dragon with Pikachu's face, and it is amazing. Alright, so you may have noticed from that, the enemies here are a little bit tougher than what we've fought so far. You could say that. This is one of the first areas where using black magic is actually going to be very beneficial. Well, okay, I say using black magic, but in actuality, using any kind of magic that has a sort of damaging effect will actually be useful here. And one of the things I will say is that there is a spell that you can get on this mountain that is a white magic spell with a damage effect, which is actually pretty nice. And it's wind element, so what do you know, it actually deals a lot of damage to these flying enemies. Most of the enemies on Dragon's Peak are weak to wind attacks, so that's kind of something. There we go, Ingus gained a level. I love that name, Ingus. Sounds like a Viking. Oh hey, this enemy. Now, these enemies might not look like that much at first, but they appear only by themselves. Not only that, but these are also one of the enemies that you're probably going to want to use with the Thief class. The reasoning behind that is... Okay, I guess I should explain. This is one of the few games in which you can't get Phoenix Downs from stores. Which sounds like it sucks, but those enemies, the four-winged rustbirds and stuff, if you have a thief, you can steal Phoenix Downs from them. It becomes the only way to get an unlimited supply of Phoenix Downs. So if you come here with a thief, that's actually probably a pretty good idea. Some more enemies. Rook. Ruck. Too many rucksack. May have to make 2 trips because we're already starting to run out of MP. Should be doing fairly good for the job levels and doing pretty good for, you know, healing and stuff, but maybe I should make 2 trips. Mainly because at this point we still don't have any level 2 MP, and we're going to get a level 2 spell for Arc somewhere on this mountain. Also, Ingus's health is low. Did you guys notice that? Ingus fell into the pits of despair. I'm in despair. These rooks have left me in despair. Oh man. I'm always gonna make that reference, aren't I? Swear to God, somebody's eventually going to get what that's a reference to, and they're going to hate me for it. Or love me for it, but that would be weird. That would be weird if they loved me for it. I don't like love. There's a Phoenix Down. So that's certainly something. If any of our party members die, I'm probably just going to walk all the way back to Canaan and get them all cured up again, because I don't want to be using Phoenix Downs this early. One of the things I'm actually going to say is I'm very reluctant with using Phoenix Downs in this game because of that limited supply, and I guess that's one of the things this game teaches you. This game teaches you there's a limited supply of things, so you can't afford to get wasteful. All you can afford to do is punch birds and have it not be fairly effective. Actually, I wonder if at this point Ingus will be dealing more damage with his fists rather than his bronze knuckles. That'll be interesting. It's actually one of the reasons I really like the monk class, is because once you start properly job leveling them, they become badasses who can turn to stone. They can fucking turn into rocks. So Arc with that 1 damage there. Oh god. Oh no, that's bad. That status right there is Petrify. A party member that is petrified is Fucking really, Luneth? Fucking really? Arc better be the next one to get petrified. I do not want to stay here with Arc. Refia would be alright. I like Refia. Fucking really? Okay. Alright, basically any party member that is petrified is counted as dead. If you have your entire party petrified, for instance, you get a game over right off the bat. However, one of the other things about Petrify is it is a status that has an item that's a lot easier to procure. Basically, it's a lot easier to get gold needles in this game than it is to get, not gold needles. Phoenix Downs, those are what those are called. The unfortunate part is that just about every enemy in this area is going to be casting... Like that! Like that! Thanks, Final Fantasy! You're such a pal. Such a great friend. I want to be a good friend, what do you think? Okay. If we go up here in this right path from right where we were near being petrified again, you can actually get the spell for Arrow. Arrow is wind magic. Like I think I've explained earlier on. It's actually a very good spell to get, and I'm actually going to go to an inn and get our MP back. Oh, but first I'm gonna fight these fuckers. Oh man. These are Fireflies, the first enemy in the game with a super exploitable weakness. Well, besides the stupid Jin. Frickin' Jin Kizaragi. Imagine this fat, like, Arabian-looking guy just going around lighting people on fire while obsessing about his brother. That was a joke, I think. I'm not entirely sure at this point. Okay, and we're back, and now we can continue along to another monster encounter. Fun. These guys are easy. Unless they cast magic, in which case I'm gonna look like an idiot. But no, we get to cast magic first. Let he who has Blizzard cast the first... Blizzard. Didn't know where I was going with that. So Ark and Refi are our highest level party members. That's fantastic. That means they have the most stamina out of everyone. Ooh, oh boy. Oh hey. Now we're here. And that's a dragon. But not just any dragon. That's the king of dragons, Bahamut. And he has kidnapped us to feed his young. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, look at these things. So cute. I want one. Are there any items around here? There's a dude. I'm gonna go back to that dude later. There's an egg. And there's so many eggs. Could show this game to Proton John and he'd probably be happy about it. Oh, let's talk to this guy. I can't believe you let yourselves get caught by that dragon. Got you too, didn't it? Nah, well, yeah, you got me. Oh, so that's Dash. Oh. Bahamut. He's just like, I am not a fan of your small talk. Don't even think about fighting that thing. Listen to me and just run. Run away. Run away. Alright. So now we've got our boss fight against Bahamut. You wanna know what the strategy to fighting Bahamut is? Run away. There actually is no way for you to fight Bahamut at this early of a level. You just gotta run. Glad we got out of that. Here, why don't you take this? The scroll for the magic spell Mini. Alright, so it seems that Desh can't use Mini, but we can use him. And, oh, he's an amnesiac. That's fantastic. Sure, I don't mind. Is that okay with you? Are you asking me? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Even though I lost my memory, I know there's something I gotta do out here. Well, I'm sure it'll sort itself out somehow. Got you guys to count on. And Dash has joined the party! Ooh, alright. So we gotta get out of here. By jumping. What a silly man, that Dash, and he sends us all the way out here. But at the very least, we're fully restored, so that's something. But now we gotta figure out where the hell we are. And I'm sure that will sort itself out in the next episode. So, until then, this is Tales Farbaga signing out. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you're having a wonderful day.